Hello and welcome back to another episode of Flower Gold Wizards. Rigby and I are on location, and we've been to this spot on our last episode in this neck of the woods. We found great gold right here. My back was killing me on that one, so I came back today with a fresh back. We're going to put a big hole in the ground right here and get a lot of gold, so don't go away. Back in a bit. Let me give you just a small panorama of the area I'm working in case you missed it last time. The creek water is coming down around this way, and here's an inside bend right here. And I actually had somebody comment that I was in the wrong spot on the last time. Well, trust me, I tested that whole sandbar all the way around there, and I found minimal gold. But when you come around this way, it goes right directly into this right here in a straight line, like right in the middle right here. And there's really good gold right here and right there especially. So I'm going to take all this material right in here. You can see that hasn't been moved in quite some time by the moss or mold on it or algae, whatever. And you can just tell that this material hasn't really been maneuvered around. So I'm going to get my sluice up and running on one side here, another side, and we're going to get to shoveling because there is great gold right here, starting right at that bank and coming right on out. Back in a bit. Okay, video update number one. I tried building a little dam right here, but the creek is so darn wide right here. I just can't get enough elevation to get my sluice up in the air quite enough to be able to run that. So I've got a little something else in mind. You know, I could plug this whole thing off, but this is the area I want to work right here. Right up around the corner, right over here is where I had my sluice set up last time. If I can get up there in a timely fashion, let's take a little look. Absolutely I can. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bucket of classified material over there. I'm going to pan and just start dumping them into my pail over there, because if you just use your classifier, you get a lot of clay and whatnot. And I can pan pretty darn fast with that super sluice. And I'm going to set it up right in here, my little royal sluice. And I'm going to bring pails full of panned classified material. I'll get it down to real close to sand and gold and a few rocks here and there, but there won't be any clay in it. That's going to make all the difference in the world. So, without further ado, let me do it. Back in a bit. Now, as always, I want to show you guys the material I'm working today. I've shown it from this spot before, but in case you haven't seen it, this is going to pay off if you find something like this and you're in a gold bearing area as well. Now, I took a shovel. It's really hard to shovel. I took it out of right there. It's still kind of bleeding with clay right there a little bit. And it's hard to penetrate the shovel down into there because of a couple of things. This really super hard blue clay layer right here, and the mixture of rocks in it, you know, of different sizes here and there, like such. All right. Now, what you really want to do is find that blue layer, and sitting on top of it is this right here, this brown clay. All right, see this stuff here? This brown clay and farmer field mud, that's where the gold is. See all these roots and etceteras in there? That's all catching gold, and it's got grass tufts all over it and whatnot. So this whole area right here has just absolutely been catching the gold over the years, and it doesn't look like anybody's touched this particular spot, at least not in quite a while, with the way the gravels look buried in here like that. They're still you know, they're still discolored, like they haven't been turned over or anything. So I'm on a really good spot right here. You can see that nasty blue clay if I flip it upside down, but there is some material mixed in with it. Let me break that in half one time. That's really stiff. See that dark layer up on top? This would be the top towards the sky. That is black sand mixed in with that stuff. And it gets a little bit lighter as it goes down. You see that? It's telling me that the gold, black sand, etc. isn't penetrating this layer of clay. So we're gonna keep pounding away at this and get us an ounce of gold today. Back in a bit. Looks like it's exchanging quite well. Let's keep running. Now, I've been running just a little while here, and just out of funsies, well, and it's smart, I'm gonna test my workings here. So I've been feeding that, and every once in a while I'll grab another little scoop here and I'll pitch her on there like that. Oop, there's a chunk of clay. There it goes. And, you know, I grabbed one scoop out of there and I put it in my pan just to test, to make sure that I know kind of what's going on my sluice as far as gold goes. So when I do my cleanup, I'll know whether I'm, you know, in the zone with my pitch and water flow, etc. So I did. I did this pan right here and one little scoop in there. Okay. And there's some gold. There is, oh, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 little tiny pieces of gold up in there, and that's out of one little tiny scoop out of this little scooper here out of this stuff. So I'm excited to find out what's in there. I'm going to put the rest of this through there, and then we'll know if we're running right. I haven't seen any gold on there yet, but it's, you know, that sawtooth mat hides it pretty darn good. So let me pound the rest of that through there and we'll find out where we're sitting. What a nice day. Look at that. Ricky's over there. He's chasing a chipmunk. I think you can hear him maybe. Darn chipmunks. He don't like them none. Back in a bit. Hey, who's out there? Huh? Is that chipmunk bugging you? No, you don't like him none. All right, video update. All right, since the last time we were talking about that pail of material I had, this is still that same first pail. About 3 scoops after I made that last update, I thought, well, why the heck don't I just check it now? So I did. Why waste that whole pile of material just to find out if my sluice is running right? Well, it is. Look at this. I did a little cleanup here. Oh my goodness, that's only about a gallon of material right there. Look at all those pieces, and some nice big ones too. Look at them. We are on it, baby. So I'm gonna pound that through there quick. The sluice is running awesome. I just love that sawtooth mat. I mean, look at the gold it's catching here. And this is all the material that was left over too. There's only about maybe a big tablespoon in there. So we're doing quite well. He's over there. He's gonna go and chop that tree down. He wants that chipmunk bad. So I'm gonna get to work and he's gonna get to work. Back in a bit. All right, I've got that, was around maybe a little less than half a pail run through my sluice, and this is what was in, well, not even close really. There's a lot floating in here, and I just pulled it back extremely fast just to quickly get to the top edge right there. And look at all that gold in there. Holy moly. And I bet you that's not even close to half of what's underneath all this black sand right here. So we are doing really, really well. That really absolutely paid off to prospect on this creek. I mean, I'm finding gold everywhere, and you know, once in a while I'll get 20 specks in a pan here or there, but they quickly peter out. But that spot over there, it's a large deposit, so I am going to really have a great day today. All right, I'm all done testing and messing around and all that, it's time to give myself a sore back. Back in a bit. All right, now since I've been working this spot, just about every time I come here and pan around, one or more people in the comments suggest that I grab one of these big old root balls like this one here. And I have in the past, and I just haven't been finding any luck. But my really good deposit of gold is right here. And this is right on top of it. So I'm going to take this, if I can get it out of there, like that. Yeah. I'm going to put that right in my pan. I'm going to pan it out just for you. Let me get all that stuff rinsed and out of there. I mean, look at those roots in there. I totally get the concept. I do. I mean, what gold's not going to get trapped in that? So, it might just be the locations where I've been. And this big grass tuft is sitting right on top of this hard blue clay. See that? So I'll give that a little shake off and shake these roots out, break them up a little bit like this. There we are. Yeah. See that? Pretty clean. We'll give that a whip. And I'll root around in there, get the big rocks, clean them off. And there's still some more of that blue clay that was mixed in with those roots. All right. I'm giving this an honest try, as you can see. All right, so I think we've got her down just about to where we want here. There's a little bit of grass and muck in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pan this out. That is some nasty, nasty, nasty clay, I tell you. And if you don't get that out of there while you're panning, that will stick to your gold, and your gold will be gone. That's for sure. So I think I got all the clay balls out of there. Yep, I don't see any more. And I'm down to just some nice gravels. And we'll see if there's anything in there. All right. Oh, I can already see gold. I haven't even panned this back yet, and I see 2 pieces of gold right there on the corner. Let me get this down here a little bit more, because I'm sure it's going to be a good pan. Well, maybe you guys weren't lying to me. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I see gold all over the place in there. Oh, I would say, you know, just kind of doing this quickly, I would say I see a good dozen for sure. And a couple of bigger pieces here. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, let me grab the camera and I'll show you what we found out of that. Well, some of it, I just swished a bunch of it, but you'll get the picture. All right. Hopefully it shows up in this green pan here. Where's my finger? Right there's one. Right there's another nice one right there. Look at that. There's all kinds of little dots scattered about in there. That water's a little dirty and there's some floating, but no, I get it. There's another couple nice pieces right there. For sure. Nope, I'm happy. So we're gonna keep filling up our pail here. I have gone back to classifying. It's just, he just moved so much more material. Back in a bit. I see gold in the sluice. That's right. Way down there. And if I let it clear out long enough, I can see a nice little line of it right up in them top couple in there. But we don't have time to play around. We're just gonna feed this sucker. Get some gold. Back in a bit. And another brief little video update. There's a big piece. Bigger. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah. Just about done with this pail right here. We'll throw it in the pan and do another real quick wash back and see how we're doing. He still hates that chipmunk. Rigby. Back in a bit. All right, I just did another quick little clean out of my second pail. Look at that. Holy smokeroni. We nailed it. We are on it hardcore right now. There is lots and lots of gold in there. Now as a quick pan, you can see it's still scattered all about in here. And there's quite a bit. I dumped about half of it in there already. I'm just dumping all my concentrates in there, and I'll run this all through my cleanup sluice when I get home. My new cleanup sluice. But I just thought I'd take a little bit of time and just double check, see if we're still on it. And we are. That was about a little over half of a 5-gallon pail. This one right here. So let's go and ruin our backs again. And some chipmunks. Back in a bit. I'm down to that layer of blue clay. So I'm just trying to skim the top of it. And as the water comes down, it's clearing out the muck and the debris here. And then I can see the blue clay again. I'll try to get my shovel on top of it as best I can and push laterally along the surface of it. And it's a little bit difficult, but it's doable. But it's well worth it, as you saw before, because there's a lot of gold on top, sitting right on top of that clay. I took a little bit of time and I scratched a great big huge clump of that stuff. And there's no gold inside of it, you know, or very little. So this is exactly what the doctor ordered in this location. It's kind of slow going, but I tell you what, quality over quantity in this particular spot. Well, quantity too, but right now it's quality. So I'll go ahead and take that one on out and get another one. Back in a bit. All right, let's take a little look at something cool. Not him over there, Mr. Nap Bag. But I switched gears here a little bit, and I've just been doing some panning, just because I like to do all kinds of activities when I'm outside. So I've been working on this stretch of creek right here, and we're doing really well. And I got, I don't know, 4 or 5, I think 5 pails run through the sluice up there, and I'm done with that for the day. Just because like I said, I want to do something different. So I've been panning, and I'm trying to push out just a little bit towards this little island here that's been deposited over the years, and there's some grass growing on it and whatnot. And I just took a pan out over right here. I moved, let's see, where is that big rock? That big rock out of there, and I gave it a pitch, and it was right in there. And I took a couple of shovels out of there, and one of those shovels, the other one was just as good. And one of those shovels is right here. Look right there. I counted that, and there are 37 tiny little pieces of gold right there, kind of scattered about in there. 37. That's pretty darn good. And I've been at this, I don't know, probably an hour and a half or so. And I've just been getting them down to about this much black sand, checking for amounts of gold and dumping them in my pail here. I've got a whole bunch of black sands in there, and every single pan I'm getting between 10 and say 37 pieces of gold. So we are going to have one heck of a cleanup today. And before I do sign off for the day, I'm coming across all kinds of really interesting looking rocks, like this one right here. Look at that. I know for a fact that Chris Lilly would love me to mail this to him. So what I'm going to do is not mail it to him. I'm going to throw it over there somewhere. Back in a bit. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this spot. We killed it today. I can't wait to get this material home and run it over my cleanup sluice. We punched a whole bunch through this stream sluice of mine, the champ, and and we did some monster speed panning, and man, I tell you what, we were getting upwards of 40 specks in a pan. It was just incredible, the spot that I found here. I can't wait to try it again, but my back is toast. We're gonna find another spot. I want to check out a stream that I saw on the way coming in the last couple times, just to check it out, and then we're gonna get home. Now on a couple other channels, I see them, they headbutt their darn camera, and they don't even have to drive home or nothing. They do that and then they're home. So I'm gonna give that a try. Jeez, that didn't work at all. Well, I guess I gotta take the drive back in a bit. Man, I'm sick of driving. I'm gonna try that again. Hey Rigby, you try it. I think those guys are full of beans. Back in a bit. All right, we made her back to the shop finally. I got a bunch of concentrates from panning right here, a couple inches in the bottom of a pail. There's really good gold in there. And this here is my sluice concentrates, and there's really good gold in there too. Turns out we did about half and half the day here. I panned half the day and I sluiced half the day, so we'll have to maybe see which one was better, because I really gave it the old college try. This is my cleanup sluice right here. So I'm gonna grab a little scoop of this stuff here. Throw it on there. Oh yeah. There's gonna be some really good gold in here. So let me run this for a little while and we'll take a look at it. Back in a bit. All right, I've got all the sluice stuff run and it's in this snuffer jar here. And I'm currently processing the material that I did some speed panning today. And that's looking really good. I just started and I can already see all kinds of gold in there. That is really going to be something to see when I pan out all that, because there's way more of this stuff here than I had in my my sluicing. So let me go ahead and dump this out. It's impressive, to say the least. Very impressive. Look at that. That's from my sluice today. All right. That's all gold. Look at those pieces right here. Just look at that. I am wowed. All right. That is the best I have ever done in that amount of time. There's some really nice pieces in there. So what I'm going to do is run the rest of this stuff here. Look at that. It's really starting to show up now. I let that clear out just a little bit. We're going to have some great gold to go through. I'll separate this, get it into a snuffer. I'll show the gold from my speed panning today, and then I'll throw it all in one big pile and we'll all drool together. Back in a bit. All right, I've got all that material run through my cleanup sluice. And now I got this from, like I said, Infinity Prospecting, but they also run a YouTube channel called New Canadian Gold Rush, and they did a demo on how to use this particular cleanup sluice. Well, on their demo, I see them, they take the sluice and they unhook water and all that, and they put it in a pail and they splash it around this and that. Here's what I'm going to do with it right here. I'm just going to leave that hooked up and put it in my pail like such. All right. Then I'm going to turn the water out with my little speed controller here. I don't need to do all that splashing. You know what I mean? Water's coming out of there all by itself. I just give her a little shake around like that there, just to give it a little back and forth on these little ripples right here. And down, all the way down. Look at that. Coming right up and out of there. All right, we're done. Got that baby all cleaned up, put back together for the next adventure. Here's what we've got. This pile here is from my sluice. Now it's got a couple of really nice looking pieces in there, as you can see. And this pile over here is from me panning. Now we did about the same amount of time doing both out there. So boy, I tell you what, those results are pretty darn similar. I'm missing a couple of big pieces over in this pile than I have in this pile, but hey, there's still some nice looking little pieces in there. Look at that little chunk of wire right there. I'm impressed. Val, are you impressed? Yes. She's really impressed. Big in a bit. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Flour Gold Wizards. We went out there and we crushed it today. We did about half the time panning, half the time sluicing. We got about the same amount of gold going both ways. But we learned a little bit more about that spot. Got to get down to that blue clay. And it's maybe left and it's maybe right, but it's on top of that clay, that's for sure. Heck, we even tried the headbutt, but we still had to make the ride home. 4 hours. I don't know how you guys do that. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment. It really helps build my channel. Check out my Patreon page in the description below. Flour Gold Wizards, out.